In this video, we're going to be talking about the entire history of STV in one video. So buckle up and let's do it. So subscribe to Lookaround Scotland, subscribe and like the video, and let's begin. Scottish television was founded by Canadian newspaper magnate Roy Thomson, later Lord Thomson. To base station, we bought the Theatre Royal Glasgow from Howard and Wytham Limited, who became minor partners in the new venture. Thomson invited Canadian television producer Punda to become the station's first head of programming. In the months later, landed up to the overnight pundit pitched that there would be a new channel with provided first-class entertainment as much cultural programming as possible, so as well as along Scottish talent, every opportunity to develop and be seen on STV. Scottish television was launched on August 31st, 1957 and served central Scotland, and on the 25th of May 1955 a press conference was held at the North British Hotel in Edinburgh, which was to announce that we have been awarded contracts for Scottish television companies. The press handed out at the conference stated that the stations and areas which Thomson would have to rent from ITA, on 19th June 1957. The launch of second television channels required with an additional 1 million seats and area for Scotland. It was going to be a large a large areas of Scotland. Television began in England. It was going to be a huge undertaking with the last minute rushes. I said rushes instead of rush because why not? The problem was the shortage of radio and television merchants. In order to avoid similar chaos in Scotland, STV, in association with the television trots, arranged a season of 21 experience in the principal town and boroughs in the represented areas after the months it launched. However, on the 30th of September 1961, a new ITV region called Grampian was launched. Grampian served Aberdeen, Dundee, as well as of the north of Scotland, and became Scotland's third ITV region, alongside Scottish and Border. Applicants for the northeast Scotland contract area was short in the spring of 1960, but a contract was finally awarded in August 1960 to North of Scotland Television Limited, and the other TV final applicants, Caledonian Television and North Caledonia Television. The company was managing director was G.E. Ward Thomas, who later established Yorkshire Television in 1968, and then a new name would be chosen on the 11th of January. Sorry about my voice there. Grampian Television, after one of its key Scottish mountain ranges, the Grampian Mountains, Grampian planned to launch on the 1st of October 1961. But it got brought back. It got brought back to It got put forward a lot. It got put forward till February 1962. This would have the news station able to broadcast its way of higher levels of government. And in its first year, Grand Prix did absolutely incredible. However, we have gone about 30 years now into this. However, years later, SMG, STV parent company at the time, purchased Grampian in 1997 and became part of its Scottish television. The buyout led various cutbacks in Grampian service staffing and transfer of on-air presentation from Aberdeen to Scottish TV Playout Centre in Glasgow. More Grampian programmes were also broadcasted same thing, on Scottish and vice versa. The station was criticised by the Independent Television Commission (ITC), concerned about the amount of programming being produced from outside the region, chiefly in Glasgow's local production, was gradually pressed out, and with the station's final non-news programme broadcast in 2008. But in 2003, June, a whole 5 years earlier, the company moved to a new premise at Craigshaw's Business Park in West Tulls, Aberdeen. The original headquarters at Queen's Cross were demolished for flats, and plus those flats are absolutely disgusting online. If you're enjoying this video, eventually Grampian TV adopted the look of Scottish TV until 2006, when both regions became STV Central and STV North. Their region news bulletins, Scotland News at 6 and the News at 6, originally featured 3 separate regions, one in Glasgow, one in Edinburgh, and one for the North. If you're enjoying this video, why not subscribe to Lookaround Scotland? Same fucking thing. Cheers. However, while STV served North and Central Scotland, there was a time STV could also serve South Scotland, as in 2011 the BBC reported that Ofcom suggested South of Scotland, which was a part of ITV Border, could be a part of STV and being instead renamed from ITV Border Scotland to STV South. And however, it changed. And eventually, when ITV split England and Scotland feeds of ITV Border in 2014, ITV Border Scotland started sharing programmes with STV, such as Scotland Tonight. While that occurred, STV proposed to Ofcom to held license for 2 new channels, ETV and GTV, which was awarded in 2013 and became STV Edinburgh and STV Glasgow. STV Glasgow launched in 2014, while STV Edinburgh came a month later, and STV was planning an STV Dundee and STV Aberdeen, Plus and STV AR channel, instead of all becoming STV2, and eventually closed in 2018. And we covered about STV Glasgow, Edinburgh and STV2 already, so check it out. In 2018, the same year, STV merged Edinburgh and Glasgow STV News at 6 to create a single bulletin, while keeping Aberdeen and the North editing. In 2025, STV proposed to cut STV News Aberdeen to allow a single programming, that then causing numbers of strikes, cuts and etc., and delaying STV Radio launch a day early. Now in 2009, ITV sued STV for something you wouldn't be expecting. In July 2009, STV announced that it was withdrawing some network programs such as The Bill, Doc, Martin, Maidstone Murderers, Poets, Lewis, and numbers of other high-profile ITV networks dramas from its schedules. Instead, and a number of other high-profile ITV network dramas from its schedule, instead of preferring to concentrate broadcasting in Scotland. But those shows had been in operation for other programming since November 2008, when STV announced it would opt out of programs then they claim were not performed well in the broadcast regions, including Sharp Power, Al Murray, Happy Hour, Moving Wallpaper, Bandom, and the Alex Tishmush Show. ITV coverage of the FA Cup were also dropped, with England matches and highlights Premier programmes also withdrawn. The vacant football slots would be filled by the regular programme lineup. But as well as films or special event, with one such experiment being a first debate in the 2011 Scottish Parliament election against a friendly between England and Ghana at Wembley on the 29th of March 2011. If an FA Cup game went to extra time or penalties, STV would add additional programming until the time to rejoin the ITV network. ITV Productions claimed that STV were in breach of their network agreements by making this decision and sued STV for £38 million. STV launched its own legal action against ITV, claiming the company was owed money and unhappy about performance. Then the exclusive chairman of ITV Productions, Michael Gerd, claimed his company was the victim in an ongoing backwards. Amid many protests, the company's chief executive, Rob Woodward, admitted in December 2009 that STV had made a mistake by dropping the networking dreams and replaced them in some cases with important outputs, repeats and films. The company pledged to continue with its plan to produce more regional programs and output with other plans announced in August 2010. On the 27th April 2011, ITV Picked and STV Picked settled their legal dispute, with the former receiving 18 million from STV. The 18 million was adjusted depending on further discussions with ITV Pick. The programming right was capped at a maximum of 15 million. In addition, STV will receive 2.4 million of credit for programming output. In 2011, STV said believes it's interested of shareholders to end the long period of uncertainty. The parties have agreed the basic of a more collaborative relationship for the future. But in March of 2012, a deal was announced between ITV and the other Channel 3 license holders, which was negotiated new Channel 3 networking agreements. The deal would see STV and Northern Irish broadcaster UTV becoming brothers, basically influencers of the network. But on the 23rd August, STV confirmed the network agreement with ITV was in options. Now, in 2026, here comes the sad part. STV is set to change for one. John Mackay will be leaving in March to concentrate on his writing and other creative ventures. After 31 years at STV, while we may see STV cut the news in Aberdeen for merging both Central and North Show for a Report in Scotland style programme. In May last year though, STV announced the launch of STV Radio, which actually succeeded for some reason, but a former FM breakfast presenter and also having radio version of STV, What's on Scotland. So there we have it. Entire STV history in one video. Thank you for watching, and Leland will do our ITV version of covering all English and ITV, such as Tynes and Granada, UTV and HTV, and look out for LelandDJF Scotland, which launches March 6th, and subscribe to Lookaround Scotland. I'm Brodie. See you in the next video. One more thing though, guys. I've got two more things to say. I'm on Flickr now, which is just a thing for bus photos, so go and follow me on that. And one more thing to John Mackay. Website.
Right, if anyone wondering why Brodie said website at the end of this video, let this clip of what John Mackay said on the STV News at 6 at one point said.
Rapidly, figures from a job search website, show an average of 18 people were applying